going on YouTube? Links Forte bring you my week 10 prep video. Yeah, that sounds about right. Week 10 prep video going up against Eric and the Houston Roggenrola. And as you can see, Eric's dangerous looking team, the Prankster Thunder Waving Thunderous, as fast as it is, as hard of a hitter as it is, can carry berries, life orb, leftovers, superior, mostly carrying life orb, sometimes leftovers, but leaf storming it up. Infernape can go band, can go specs, can go life orb, can go stealth rock, can go scarf. that thing is just so versatile. Alakazam there, it mostly does like two things. It's either leftovers or it's focus sash. I mean, it's always magic card. Then you have Slow King. That thing can go assault vested. It can go bold, calm mind. His two megas, Mega Altaria, Mega Pidgeot, both monsters in their own right. And then Smeargle, that thing just sets up hazards all day and ruins my life. Manaphy, we all know what Manaphy does. Tail Glow once and destroys your team as well. Magneton, little brother of Magnezone, it does the same thing pretty much. Magnapool, Scarf, Specs, Flash Cannon, HP Fire, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt. Is there anything else that thing wants to do? Hydreigon, Scarf, Specs, Life Orb, Mix Attacker. Really? And then Omastar. I think Omastar is mostly like setup, like spikes, or setup like I think it gets well, I know it gets Stealth Rocks. I'm almost positive it gets Stealth Rocks. But it can also Shell Smash. I think it's good in the. I think it gets Swift Swim as well. So as you can see, he has a very versatile team that's so dangerous. Like if you're not mentally prepared for it, you will get swept by it. So that's my thinking going into this battle. I need to be ready for. I can't go in there with any preconceived notions, or I don't even know if I said that right, but basically I need to go in there with a fresh mind. All options are on the table. Like I said, anything can come. Like he can have a team full of choice Pokemon minus a Mega, or if he wants to go Mega, he can have a full team of choice Pokemon if he wants. That's how versatile his team is. He can do literally whatever he wants, and it made it difficult for me to prepare for him. So I don't really have a 100% game plan. Like I know what I want to do, but it's no set in stone game plan. Like I normally go in there with like Pokemon who help the team overall. Like no one Pokemon is here to take out one specific Pokemon. I just go in there like just everybody help each other. So like I said, it made for a difficult time kind of preparing. So what I decided was I kind of have to go a little offensive against Eric. I don't want him to have any time to like set up anything. And so what I decided this week is my first Pokemon is going to be Sylveon. And, you know, if I can actually, you know what, because I forgot that it shows it on the bottom. So let me go to the PC and do this right. As you can see, my Altaria just sitting there in my box. First up is Sylveon. Choice Specs, Baton Pass, Hyper Voice, Hidden Power, Shadow Ball. Hyper Voice, as always, hits everything pretty hard. Like even the Magnezone takes like 60 to 75%, I think it is. That thing doesn't want to come in on Sylveon, and Hidden Power Fire just OHKOs it. I think Infernape dies to a Hyper Voice. So that's my thinking. With Infernape, I have to be careful though, because I think he has had a choice band in the past, but I also have to be careful of like Gunk Shot. Like I can't live a Gunk Shot, so I have to be careful of that. The reason I have Baton Pass on there is instead of revealing that I have HP Fire, if I'm expecting Magneton to come in, I can Baton Pass out. And actually, I think this might be illegal, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I might have to change this, but I can Baton Pass out and go into like one of my other Pokemon that is designed to handle Magneton a little bit better. And I'll have to check to see if I can do this. Just just as a heads up, like since I'm gonna say this anyway, I have a second baton passer, and I think by Smogon rules that's banned. Like you can only have one baton passer on the team, but I need to see if that's allowed in the league or not. So I'll check that out after I'm done with this video. Next up, I'm gonna bring Needle King, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Thunder Wave, Sludge Wave, Life Orb, Timid. This thing takes care of pretty much the majority of his team. Like I think Needle King can live a non-boosted Leaf Storm, and obviously kill Superior. Earth Power takes out Magneton, takes out. Does it take out anything? Well, it takes out obviously Infernape, but you know, Ice Beam, Earth Power. Normally they do the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. Normally they do the same thing, but the reason why I am carrying Ice Beam this time is because he has that Thunderous. He has the Mega Altaria, he has the Mega Pidgeot, but I mean Thunderbolt does take care of the Pidgeot. It takes care of the Omastar, it takes care of the Manaphy, it takes care of the Slowking. Well, I think Slowking is 2-hit KO'd, but either way, it's a hit on Slowking. And then, you know, if I can, it gives me options basically. Sludge Waves does take care of Mega Altaria, but it gives me options. That way, you know, he can't just freely switch into, you know, obviously Superior outspeeds Needle King, but I mean, he can't just freely switch in. You know, if he's expecting me to go for like an Earth Power, obviously I'm expecting a switch from Magneton. Like I'm not expecting Magneton to ever want to stay in on Needle King, even if he's like Choice Scarf. I don't expect him to want to stay in. So I would expect him to go into something like either Altaria or Pidgeot or Thunderous or Superior. All those get hit with Ice Beam. Even Hydreigon, he could switch into that. And like I said, all those get hit by Ice Beam. It's kind of why I wanted to bring it. So that's the reason for this set. Next up is I'm bringing Mamoswine, Ice Shard or Icicle Crash, knockoff Ice Shard, Earthquake, Life Orb. Obviously priority is always a great thing to have, and considering that he has a lot of Pokemon weak to ice, it was a no-brainer that I bring Mamoswine. I just click Ice Shard and get a lot of damage off on something, but my plan is not to have Mamoswine go out. Like obviously, you know, it's not necessarily going to be a hit and run attacker, but he has to come in here. Like if Mamoswine comes in, I'm expecting him to either A, kill something, or B, put it in position, or put like something in range for something else to obviously kill it or just finish up the game from there. So that's the reason for Mamoswine. Knockoff, I know this is not going to happen, but knockoff is it's for Alakazam, Slowbro, or Slowking. Like the reason why I'm not bringing what's the move, Freeze Dry, is because it doesn't do anything to Slowking. So it didn't make any sense, and it doesn't do anything to Manaphy either. So I think Earthquake did a lot more. Like Manaphy takes like 75 to 80 something % I think it was from an Earthquake. So it just made no sense to bring Icicle Crash. I can't stay in on Magneton, even if because I don't know if he'll be Scarfed or Specs. Like once I found that information out, if he's Specs, I'm staying in all day, obviously. But if he's Scarfed, I die to a Flash Cannon. So I can't stay in on Magneton until I have information. Next up, I'm gonna bring Dragonite, carrying Choice Band again. Actually, this is the same set from my last battle: Extreme Speed, Fire Punch, Aerial Ace, Outrage. I didn't see a point in really switching up the set this week. Aerial Ace and Fire Punch, it's for the same thing, honestly. The only reason why I didn't want to carry Earthquake is because I didn't want Superior to just have a free switch in. Aerial Ace might get switched to something else. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll just, you know, get Dragon Claw. That way I'm not locked in anything and I'm still hitting something pretty hard. But it's really no reason for me to, you know, go for a Dragon Dance set, considering the Pokemon that he has on his team. I don't want to get Thunder Waved, but it's something I may have to think in the back of my head, especially since Sylveon this week is not carrying Heal Bell. So, like I said, I wanted to play a little bit offensive this week, and as you can see, I have that going. And to make sure that I continue to play offensive, I'm gonna bring Volbeat, and this is why I said, like I said, I have another baton passer, and Sylveon may not be carrying baton pass this week if I can't do 2 baton passes. But if I can get behind the sub and set up a tail glow, whether I'm going into Sylveon or whether I'm going into Nidoking, that's a possible game over. If I'm behind a sub, something is like possibly 2 Pokemon are dying just behind that one sub, depending on, you know, what his other Pokemon is. Like he has the Altaria, which can hit behind a sub, but I can go in, if I have a baton pass, I can go into Nidoking and take that hit easily. And as far as I can remember, Altaria, barring a Dragon Dance, does not kill or cannot outspeed Nidoking. So that's my mindset for that. Like I said, I need to check into it to see if I can actually run 2 baton passers. I hope I can. Otherwise, you know, plans are wasted. And now with my last Pokemon, I had a hard decision because Seismitoad, it seemed like a good option, but like I said, I wanted to go more offensive, and it seemed like a good option just, you know, to kind of slow him down, but at the same time, it didn't do what I wanted to do. Neither did Regirock. I thought about, even with Regirock, going weakness policy, rock polish, and that was like so, I want to run that set. I just need the opponent to do it on. Even Heliolisk, I thought about Heliolisk giving me a third person or a third Pokemon to possibly baton pass 2 behind that sub, but Heliolisk just didn't do enough for me this week. Like it will probably get forced out in most cases. I fooled around with the idea of Durant, and Durant just being so weak on the special and defensive side, I said no, I don't want to do Durant. So then it kind of came down to, do I want to go Lopunny or do I want to go Houndoom? What I ultimately decided was to go with Lopunny, and oops, I ultimately decided to go with Lopunny. Fake out pressure is so great. That thing already hits hard with the fake out, so it just made sense for me to do it. I'm again going return, high jump kick, drain punch as well. Basically, high jump kick and drain punch do the same thing, but high jump kick gives me a little bit more damage on Manaphy. Like I can't OHKO Manaphy with a drain punch, so it would give me a little, neither can return. Last time I calced, I may have calced that wrong, but high jump kick I know can OHKO it. I do have to be careful of Omastar because I think it has like weak armor. I don't remember exactly what weak armor does, but I think it boosts something. Like I think it boosts like a special attack or a physical attack or something. I know it boosts something and I just can't remember. But I do have to be careful, you know, playing around with Lopunny. Like I said, I had a difficult decision with the 6th Pokemon, so Lopunny is probably just going to be mostly like fake out pressure to slow something down. But I don't want to get into that point to where I'm bringing in Lopunny to fake out only to switch in something else to die. Like that's what worries me about his team. Like whether it's Infernape, whether it's Serperior, whether it's Mega Altaria or Alakazam, or even Hydreigon or Thundurus. Like those 6 Pokemon are so scary. Even Mega Pidgeot, so scary. Like I outspeed Mega Pidgeot, so it dies to a high jump kick, by the way. After fake out, it dies to a high jump kick. But it's like those 7 Pokemon I think I just listed, they scare me because they're so fast. Like my fastest Pokemon is Mega Lopunny. After Mega Lopunny, my fastest Pokemon is Mega Houndoom, which I obviously can't have them both at the same time. But Heliolisk, when I finally got it, that was my only other. Those are my only 3 Pokemon that are, and Durant. Those are my only Pokemon that are above base 100 speed. But as you can see, I'm only bringing 1 Pokemon above base 100 speed. And so that's where it's like I have to be smart about what it is I'm going to do. His team is scary. He has so many Pokemon above base 100 speed. Like Manaphy is at base 100. Hydreigon is 98. Yeah, Hydreigon is 98. Haxor is 97. That's how I always remember that. Yeah, Hydreigon's at 98. So, and it typically runs either Scarfs or Specs. So I have to be smart about how I'm going to play Eric, and his team is just, it's very terrifying to me. Anyway, that's it for this team prep video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you at the battle. I'm out. Peace.